Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So apparently the California Assembly member who introduced AB 1333, the bill that would turn self-defense on its head and make California a duty to retreat state, which I did a video on just yesterday, has decided that he's going to call us vigilantes. And we need to talk about his statement, so let's get to it. Now, real quick, if you're somebody who carries to defend yourself or your loved ones and you're doing so without an attorney in your back pocket, you are doing it the wrong way, because heaven forbid you're out there and one day you actually find the need to defend yourself and the details get a little bit fuzzy. You could be the one that ends up in handcuffs, in which case you will need somebody on your side, and that's where attorneys on retainer comes in. Now, with that attorneys on retainer membership, you do have an attorney in your back pocket, because if something, God forbid, happens, all you have to do is simply call the number on the back of that card and you will speak to an actual attorney who can guide you through the next steps. They will also get an attorney out there to defend you. You can choose one from their network or you can choose your own attorney. They are not an insurance company. These are attorneys that are working directly for you. So it is the same as having an attorney ready to go in your back pocket at all times. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. So the person that introduced AB 1333 is California Assembly member Rick Zabur. Now, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that last name correctly, and to be honest with you, I really don't care. He does not demand that much respect from me. This bill would drastically change self-defense in the state of California, and it is a terrible bill. So we had some things to say about it just yesterday, as a matter of fact. If you guys want a little bit more information about this specific bill and what it does and how it turns California into a duty to retreat state, just go ahead and check out my last video on that. Now, I want to preface this by first saying that people who get their carry permits are generally the most law-abiding people in a given state. These are people who are willing to undergo background checks, fingerprints. I mean, these people have gone through training, which is required in most states, including California, which requires excessive training, excessive background checks, deep dives into your personal history. These are people who've gone through an extensive process to get that permit, and they generally do not break laws. So coming up with a bill like this in response to the Supreme Court's Bruin decision is already ridiculous to begin with. Well, apparently this assembly member doesn't see it this way, so he introduced AB 1333 and then wasn't happy with the way that people were talking about his bill. So he made this statement on X. So right here, AB 1333 was never intended to limit a crime victim's right to defend yourself, your family, or home, which I call BS, because if you didn't intend that, why does the bill look the way that it does? The goal is to prevent wannabe vigilantes like Kyle Rittenhouse from provoking violence and claiming self-defense after the fact. We will amend the bill to make this crystal clear. Now, as a matter of fact, I did look up Kyle Rittenhouse's response where he says, "I look forward to testifying against this bill. I'll see you in California." So when he says wannabe vigilante, there's no other way to interpret that than to mean people who are caring to defend themselves, because that's exactly what Rittenhouse was doing. He was defending himself, and that's why he was acquitted on all charges. It turns out it was self-defense, and he was defending himself from somebody who was committing a crime. So when you say that this bill was never intended to limit somebody's ability to defend themselves, well, that's exactly what it would have done in his case. But as a matter of fact, if we're just going to really peer into that, since you want to bring his name up and you want to make it seem like we're all somehow vigilantes, he was doing exactly what you said you're supposed to do in your bill, which is basically find a way to retreat, run away, get away from the situation, find a way to get out of there. Even the person who was up there on the stand during the Rittenhouse case said that he was trying to get away, just like you want people to do in your bill.
I'm going to use the word chase. You began chasing or running after a man who was running away from you, correct?
That is correct.
I mean, people in California have got to speak up about this one. You have got to call your legislators and let them know that you oppose this, because this basically puts the burden now not on the perpetrator, but on the defender. It's up to you now to try and find some way to de-escalate or leave the situation with confronted with something that could escalate in a matter of seconds. So this again switches that burden from the person who should be held responsible to the person who is the defender. This is an absolutely terrible bill that is going to get a lot of people in the state of California into a lot of trouble if it ends up passing and getting signed by the governor. So definitely oppose AB 1333. Now, he says he's going to make amendments to this bill to make that crystal clear. I'm not exactly sure how you're going to make it crystal clear that somebody who defended themselves wouldn't be able to defend themselves under your bill. We kind of see that already. We get that. But when he makes those amendments and when those amendments are published, I will bring them to you and let you guys know what's going on. I'm starting to lose my voice. I got to be honest, I'm pretty fired up about this one. It just kind of takes things in California to the next level. It's not enough that they ban things and regulate just about everything, but now they're going to regulate your own defense. It's just absurd. And I wanted to share that with you. I want to thank you all very much for watching. If you haven't done so already, consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps us out quite a bit. Thumbs ups are always appreciated as well. You guys have a great day.